Why you've had me lay out the plan to build 50 mega dams in different parts of the country, another 200 large dams, and another 1,000 micro dams. It should concern you as members of county assemblies that with this rollout, where is your ward? I hope you take time to find out. The second thing that we must do as a country is to generate more electricity. I go to different parts of Kenya, and there is still the perennial problem that we have many parts of our nation that are still in darkness. We've done well. I think over the last 12 years, we have moved our electricity connection from about 2.3 million households to close to 11 million households now. We still have a deficit of about 2 million households to be able to have universal coverage of our electricity connection. But more importantly, the future is in technology. The future is in manufacturing. And energy is the engine that drives innovation, technology, and industrialization and manufacturing. I will give you an example. When I was invited by President Biden and we signed some agreements with the United States, one of the agreements we signed was on data centers between Kenya, Microsoft, and a company called G42 from the UAE. And I was very happy that finally we will have a data center in Kenya powered by our renewable energy, so the world would have its first green data center. But when it came to implementation, after we signed the agreement, I was told, Mr. President, one data center will need like 1,000 megawatts. Do you know how many megawatts we have in Kenya? 3,000. For the whole country. So one data center required, it means we will have to shut down a third of the country to have this one data center. And we wanted 5. We have an opportunity to do 5. So technology consumes a lot of energy. And that is why if we are going to go into the future, if we are going to be competitive, and we have no choice, otherwise we'll be left behind, we have to generate a minimum of 10,000 megawatts in the next 7 years. It's going to cost us something like 1.5 trillion. Mnanielewa? So these are realities that we must live with. When you hear me say, for far too long, we have been making peace with mediocrity, tuko tu hapo, the scale of our ambition, the level of our thinking has been limited. So we need to generate energy. And we have enough energy to generate. In fact, we have 10,000 megawatts potential for geothermal. We have 20,000 in wind. We have more capacity in solar. And we have so many other, including nuclear. So we must take it in that direction. And finally, we must make this country move. transport, logistics. Today, we have 20,000 kilometers of tarmac in Kenya. Japan, which is smaller than Kenya, has 1 million kilometers of tarmac. Do you notice the difference between 20,000 and 1 million? Right? That is why whenever you have a meeting everywhere in Kenya, you are told, barabara yetu ni mbaya, barabara yetu ni mbaya. So it's correct. That's why we have set out, and we are now in the process of getting 28,000 kilometers to add on to the 20,000 we have. And we want to build those 28,000 kilometers in the next 7 years. We need something like maybe between 12 and 13 billion dollars, which is about 1.8 trillion. So when you hear me say we need 5 trillion, and you know, we're going to do it. Tutafanya. Najua kuna watu wengi wako na imani ndogo. And the challenge, listen, good guys, the challenge we've had in Kenya is not so much about resources. It is a plan and a leader to lead it. Si tulisema tunafanya affordable housing. Leo kandarasi ya affordable housing na markets na hostels ni 650 billion. How much? 650 billion. Na sio pesa ya kukopa, na sio pesa ya kuomba. Hata kama niliitwa Zakayo, kwani nimekufa? So bado mimi niko heri. Lakini go to Kisumu today, go to Homa Bay, go to Nakuru, go to Mandera, go to Mombasa, come to Machakos, go to Kitui. So, listen, I'm talking to you as leaders. This country, we have the capacity to transform this nation. We have what it takes. We've been discussing housing for how many years? National Housing Corporation was registered 60 years ago. Mnanielewa? So, we can transform our nation. If you doubted the capacity of Kenya, today, the skyline of Kenya, we're building 240,000 housing units. We are building 400 markets. We are building hostels for 180,000 students using our own resources. Yeah? Let me give you another example, because I know sometimes some people think what we are saying is not possible. Ndio unasikia anasema hii ni uongo, hii haiwezekani, because of their capacity to think iko chini. Iko wapi uongo kwa mambo ya housing? Iko uongo hapo kwa housing? Iko ama hakuna? Markets iko ama hakuna? Hostels iko ama hakuna? Yeah? So, let me give you another example. And I like it that you guys are insisting that you want a pension. Yes. In other words, you believe that savings is the right thing to do. Because for you to have a pension, you must save. Sindio? That's how pension is achieved. Let me give you an example of our national pension. Forget us as an individual, the national pension. Up to 2023, we had a total saving on our social security at NSSF of 312 billion, saved for 60 years. But in the last 2 years, because I insisted that we cannot continue the way we are saving, let us look for the best practice globally. What is the world doing? You know, we cannot continue to say, oh, this is us, or you know, we have to do it this way. Since we changed the contribution metrics, which we changed in 2023 with a lot of difficulty, today our pensions have grown from 312 billion. In just 2 years, we are now at 670 billion. We have doubled what we saved in 60 years, we have doubled it in 2 years. By next year, we will have 1 trillion shillings in 2027, we'll have 1 trillion shillings in our NSSF. Do you guys know what that means? Explain to me, if we go the way we are going, what will happen in 5 years? What will happen in 10 years? You know?